What is a minimum divisor in golf player rankings? Imagine trying to compare players who have played very different numbers of tournaments. How do you make sure the comparison is fair? That's where the idea of a minimum divisor comes into play. In golf rankings, a minimum divisor is a set number of tournaments used to calculate a player's average points over the past 2 years. Even if a player has played fewer tournaments, their total points are divided by this fixed number instead of the actual tournaments played. This helps keep the system fair and prevents players from boosting their rankings by only playing a few events and doing well in those. The main reason for having a minimum divisor is to stop players from gaming the system. If someone only played a handful of tournaments and scored high, their average could look better than players who compete more regularly. By setting a minimum number of tournaments, the ranking system encourages consistent participation. For example, the most common minimum divisor used in global golf rankings is 40 tournaments over 2 years. If a player has played only 20 or 30 events, their total points are still divided by 40. This means their average points per event are slightly lower, reflecting a more balanced view of their performance. In practice, the total points earned over 2 years are added up, then divided by the number of tournaments played. If that number is less than the minimum divisor, the system uses the minimum instead. So, if a player earned 800 points in 30 tournaments, their average is calculated as 800 divided by 40, not 30. This results in a lower average, which can affect their overall ranking. The idea is to promote fairness and reward players who compete more often and perform well across many events. The minimum divisor also helps keep rankings stable and meaningful. It makes sure that a player's standing isn't just based on a few exceptional performances. Instead, it reflects their ability to maintain consistent results over a longer period. This approach emphasizes recent form but also rewards players who participate regularly. From an analytics point of view, the minimum divisor makes it easier to compare players with different schedules, giving a clearer picture of who is truly performing well over time. In summary, the minimum divisor is a key part of golf ranking systems. It sets a baseline for how many tournaments are used to calculate a player's average points. This ensures rankings are fair, balanced, and based on a meaningful sample of performances. It encourages players to compete more often and helps fans and analysts get a true sense of who is playing at their best.